Hey everyone, just wanted to review our work from last week and some quiz questions, and then also review our week to come. So last week we talked a bit about SWOT analyses, five forces analyses, marketing plans. This week it's kind of a mixed bag, a bunch of different things: market research, information systems, markets, competition, social media, etc. So quite a few different things this week. So let's hop over to the questions from the quiz. This open here. So this first question, I gave everyone credit for this, but what's here on the screen is accurate. Just the majority of folks got it wrong. So I did give credit, but I want to go over it quickly. So the consumer response is exhibited in stages of change is a learning psychological process, and that is false. If you go to look at it in your actual test in the classroom right now, you'll see I deleted the word learning, hoping that in the future we won't run into this issue with this particular question again. But if you have the hard copy textbook on page 147, it talks about key psychological processes. And there's four key psychological processes: motivation, perception, learning, and memory. And so the first section here is about motivation. And one of the aspects of the motivational psychological process, which is over on page 148, is the stages of change theory. So it is actually a motivational psychological process, not a learning process. The learning processes are over on page 153, where it talks about drive and generalizations, etc. But that's it's not a big enough issue. It is still a psychological process, and I think that's what everyone kind of recognized in that. So I did give everyone credit for that question, regardless of which answer you chose. If you'd originally gotten it wrong with my adjusted question, you'll either see the answer, like that it updated that your answer was correct, or you'll see that you just received an extra point there. So either way, you'll have an additional point assessed, unless you had already answered the correct answer that it noted, and then you won't see any increase in your score. Next question. Business success depends primarily on how well each department performs its work. And that's actually false. When you think about a business overall and how many departments make up a business, it's not about a single department and how well they perform. It's really about how everyone works together to kind of handle, and the textbook talks about core business processes, which is what we're talking about. But when you think about an organization that maybe they struggle with information technology, but all of their patient-facing processes, those core business processes, are very slick and move along very well. In that case, the business can be very successful, and hopefully, business success can drive improvements in those areas where maybe they're not doing the best as they could be. So each department. Each department is not that important to the overall success. It's how the departments work together and how they work to manage those core business processes that any organization are going to have. Next question. Five forces analysis offers a strategic implementation to the SWOT analysis. And that's accurate. When you look at the SWOT analysis, obviously strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats, it doesn't give us anything to act upon. It just gives us information. So we're looking at, okay, where are our opportunities or where are our weaknesses, and that can help us to develop strategy, as opposed to the five forces analysis, which really gives us action items, things to do when you're digging further into that type of analysis. It is really that ability to implement pieces, things that you would have seen in the SWOT analysis. This kind of gives you that next level. And there's a discussion, unfortunately, I don't know exactly where it was in the text, but it is in the text where we do discuss the five forces analysis. And it talks about how the results of that are actionable, as opposed to the SWOT, which would then be used to develop actionable items. So it's a slightly different approach, and honestly, what most places go with now, as opposed to a simple SWOT analysis. Next item, in a marketing plan, marketing strategy, and obviously we have four different answers here. Our correct answer is to define the target segments. So when we look, and it's on page 142 in your textbook, when we look at a sample marketing plan, the content, it talks about executive summary, table of contents, environmental analysis, opportunity issue analysis, objectives, marketing strategy, action programs, financial projections, and implementation controls. So item number 5 there in the middle of the page on 142 talks about how marketing strategy is about definition of the target segments, among some other things. But that is the key of what we're doing to kind of lay out that strategy. And then you'll see the action programs are how we actually go, that which is the next step down. That's how we're actually going to have activities that help to meet the objectives, hopefully reaching those target segments. And that's it. So let's hop back over to the classroom. So we have a Flipgrid discussion again this week talking about online marketing, online research, focus groups, those types of things. We have an assignment, a written assignment with regard to the Mayo Clinic. They are really some of the gold standard with regard to social media use. And so think about that, talking about STP and the 4Ps, and how Mayo is doing in that realm. We have our quiz, we have our Ed puzzle. We also have, let me hop back over to the main page here. I'll go to the announcements. On Wednesday at 6 o'clock, there is an optional check-in. It's really just I don't know, like a Q&A kind of thing. There won't be a presentation or anything of that nature, but you can come. I'll post, obviously the link is here. I'll also post it in week 4. I thought it was already posted there, but it's not, unfortunately. I'll post it up in week 4. It's optional. If you have questions, you can come. If you don't have questions, don't feel that you would need to, but we'll be there from 6. I have another one of these at 7. So, but it's just really a midterm check. We are in week 4, where you can come and ask any questions, those types of things. Let me hop back over here. We talked about the discussion, the written assignment, the quiz, and the Ed puzzle obviously will be posted, and then that live session. So that's all I've got. If anyone has any questions that are pressing, just feel free to email. Don't forget that if you do put a question in the Ed puzzle, I will not see that until the following week. So if you have questions about assignments or something that's really pressing, email or call is the best option. Or if you have questions that you want addressed, that you want to talk through, we can talk about that on Wednesday night. So anything else, please let me know. Otherwise, I'll see everyone in the classroom. Thanks.